Hello everyone, my name is Abdelrahman and I am a 25-year-old from London, United Kingdom. I am a targeted individual. I just found out basically about the whole targeted individual thing like a month ago, but apparently everything that happened to me, I was being targeted for much longer period, maybe over a year, maybe a few years. I'm not sure if I've been chipped because I went for a surgery back in 2014, and it's basically it was like plutonium injections for my hyperhidrosis, sweaty palms, and the way everything happened, it felt like that's where they nano biochips. That's where they implanted nano biochips in me, basically. If that's not the case, then they probably have um, other devices and computers and technology that enables them to actually get into your mind without uh, without them chipping you. So I'm not sure how advanced their technology is and what they did to me exactly, but I know that they can use my senses. They can see with my eyes. They can intercept my thoughts. They can actually say what I'm about to think about. So it's so crazy. And let me tell you a little bit about myself, my background. I'm a very, I'm a very outgoing person. I'm very social. I have a lot of friends. I like to, I like to do boxing for fun. You know, go gym, the usual stuff. I work as a security guard, so I've never broken the law. My record is clean. I'm actually working in the security industry. That shows you that I'm innocent, you know, of anything basically. For the reason, if they're the intelligence agencies following me, then there's nothing they should worry about because my record speaks for itself. Like I wouldn't hurt a fly. Uh, my background, I'm originally from Somalia. I'm Muslim. Uh, I speak Somali, Arabic, and English. I do pray and everything. And these people basically they managed to ruin my life. Um, three 3 months ago, I had a wife and I had like two jobs, and I was working like 5 6 days a week. And today, I quit my full time job and I divorced my wife. And the thing about me divorcing my wife is because of them, and it happened because I met my wife like almost a year ago, and we knew each other for like 3 months, and then we just fell in love and we got married. So these people, they were following me back then, and they heard everything I said to my wife and everything we said to each other. So they used that information to come between us and to basically put lies in my head. They would say things that my wife said told me while we were in our bedroom, and they would say, "Ah, remember how your wife said this? Your wife is like that." And then right at the end, this is me basically summarizing the whole story for you. Right at the end, they said, "Oh, your wife is MI5, and remember, you know, how your wife's uncle died of HIV. Your wife has HIV," and they mixed truth with lies, which and I was so stressed. They made me not sleep. They deprived me of sleep. They actually raised the volume up on the V2K thing that they do. So even if I'm talking to someone, I'll be distracted because I can hear them from my inner ear. So I wouldn't be able to focus like on someone in front of me talking to me. And they would talk to me at work. Every day they would talk to me at work for hours and hours and hours. Basically, it was torture. And I didn't know what it was. I kept thinking it could be a camera, it could be something. The thing is, what happened, how it all started was basically a year ago. I have a neighbor of mine, some Romanians, and they wanted, I don't know, one of them wanted to be my friend, something like that. But I kind of felt like there's something off about him. And me, I'm really nice to my neighbors. I say hi, hello, this and that. Just, you know, on the surface relationship. Because this is London, like people don't really, you know, mix unless they have something, a lot in common, I guess. And anyways, this guy, like, so I just ignored him. And you guys can see my curtains. Like, I have two layers of curtains and they're very thick. But this guy lives over there. See, right there where I'm pointing, that's his building. And yet he can somehow see everything I'm doing. So this all started with me playing a strategy game, Civilization. I don't know if some of you guys know about it. And I was just like creating this little country, you know, and this guy and some girl. I don't know who the girl is, but I know the guy. I can hear his voice, and even though my window is closed, my curtain is closed, These guys are literally commenting on every single thing I do in the game. So they kept doing that for days, and I'm thinking, like, what's wrong with this guy? And I didn't know really that he could actually, he's one of them because he's Romanian. So I thought, like he immigrated here to London to get a job, but I didn't know he could be part of the gang stalking team. And I do not know if these guys are secret Romanian police, if they work with the MI5, if they're like a corporate, like a private firm or something. I don't know if it's part of the NHS because they done the operation, the procedure for me. There's so many unanswered questions, and I just found out about this targeted individual thing because I put my symptoms on the internet, and I realized that these people, if I look anywhere and I'm thinking about, for example, to go make myself a cup of like a cup of tea or something, they would say, "Oh, he's gonna go make a tea. He's gonna go make himself a tea." If I want to call my friend, they were like, "Oh, he's gonna call his friend." Yeah. Da, da, da. If I'm thinking about something, they would make a comment about that thing. And sometimes they would just talk to me directly. Like they wouldn't have to make a comment. They would just say stuff like the lies that they said. They said so much lies about my wife and her family and stuff like that. And because I didn't know my wife very well before, like I've just met her in such a short time, we got married and we fell in love and everything, is the reason why I believed them. And because I didn't know that this V2K mind control psychotronic weapons existed. So these guys ruined my life, and for months I was like, now I'm depressed, to be honest, and I've never thought I would be depressed because I'm such a strong person. I'm a like I never really harmed anybody. I'm the type of person naturally I wouldn't like to backbite or slander against strangers, not even because that isn't my belief. And the way I was brought up is to mind my own business. If someone's talking bad about someone else, then I should be like, either please don't tell me, or like, like don't involve me in this, or say it to his face. I'm that type of guy. So I've all my life I've never really tried to wrong anybody, and I'm really friendly. And don't be scared of the beard because I started growing it recently. It was much shorter than this, but I started growing it recently. But nowadays, people when they see a beard, they're like, "Oh, maybe he's a terrorist." Da, da, da. But yeah, anyways, these Romanians, a few days like I stopped playing the game and I switched my computer off. But I have other interests. I'm interested in reading about stuff like watching the news, reading about history. Like I have like several books. I'm not like a big reader, but I'm an okay reader, and I like to read articles, stuff online, everything. Like I just like to know what's going on in the world. So you could say like I'm a little activist. I wouldn't say an activist really, because a lot of the times I don't say my opinion. I would just like someone else that I agree with comment or something like that. And I am of course for social justice, and I'm of course for fairness and justice overall. Like like who wouldn't want that for everyone? If I want justice for myself, I want justice for everyone. So I'm just amazed that these people managed to ruin my life like in such a short span. And my wife that I loved, she thought that I was crazy because I was telling her I was hearing voices, and she wouldn't believe me, and she said I have evil eye. Evil eye is basically when someone envies you. It's something basically we believe in our religion. When someone envies you, like you have evil eye, so basically your life goes downhill. And it's true, it's actually, we call it evil eye in Islam, but it is actually an evil eye because these guys are like the Freemason. They hack your brain, they intercept your thoughts, they can actually monitor my heartbeat. They can tell me, like they tell me my heart is like pumping. They will tell me, "Oh, your heartbeat, your heart is pumping, this and that." And I'm like, this is how I found out basically that these people were targeting me. I was being gang stalked. Like at work, there's these people that would show up, these guys, and the thing is, a lot of them are not really old, which makes me think, can they be MI5? Can they be like? But and then I was working as a corporate security, and that was my full-time job. I was working as a corporate security, and I worked as an event security. So event security is on weekends. Corporate security is like 5 days a week, and I was working in a company basically, like an offices, and the fourth floor there was like an Israeli company, and my stalkers told me that I'm working for the MI5, and I didn't know. Basically, as a security, reception security, I'm working in an MI5 building, and they said the fourth floor, these guys are Israelis, and it's true. The fourth floor, this woman came to me before I found out about this whole thing. Yeah, while I could hear them and they were stressed, I was so stressed, but I was trying to work because I had a wife. I was newlywed. I had basically a lot of financial responsibilities, and this woman comes to me out of the blue, and my building manager, which is sitting next to me, me and her were talking like a few minutes earlier about the fact that I went to Egypt and stuff like that, like holiday destination stuff like that. So my building manager tells this woman that looks like she looks Middle Eastern a little bit, but she's not covered up. She's just wearing normal. And she goes to, oh, our new security came from Egypt. And she goes, oh, is it? She goes, I'm Egyptian. But the way she spoke, she had an Egyptian accent, but with there's something in it. Like the Arab people that know people from Arab background would know that Israelis can come from all the Arab countries, because they're Jews. And then of course once they move to Israel, they get the nationality and they become Israelis. So this woman, she goes to me, I've never been to Israel though, and she told me, she goes to me, oh, I work in a Israeli company on the fourth floor. I never asked her what nationality the company is. I'm the type of, I'm really quiet. I do my job. If someone talks to me, I talk to them. If I feel comfortable with someone at work, I don't mind chatting to them. But I don't do a lot of the small talk stuff. But this woman she was telling me this information without me asking her anything. And she goes to me, and Egyptians, by the way, like when I call them in Egypt and tell them I work for an Israeli company, they don't like it. So now I realize that that was a test from them because they could read my mind. So they wanted to see what I'm going to think. But I was actually being sincere because what I do is I go back, I use religion, my beliefs as a reference. So I was like, okay, God says if you go to a work contract with a non-believer, someone who doesn't believe in God and his last messenger, then you should respect that contract until it ends. So I thought about that real quick. And then I told her, yeah, I was like, work is fine, work is all right. Like we can disagree, like, I'm thinking to myself, we can disagree with Israel, like politically, but if you go into work contract with them, as long as you're not harming anybody that work contract, then it's fine. Of course, there's nothing wrong with it. And she goes, oh, I like this guy. You need to bring him. Da, da, da. So a lot of these things happen to me. So many situations that I can't even fit into this. Like now it's going to 12 minutes video. But if you guys just want me to make another video, and I would love to, the reason why I'm doing this video is to expose them, and because this is not only happening to me, it's apparently happening to so many other people, and all of them are innocent. This is the funny thing, like 90% of the people that actually posted, or 100% I could say, they look like decent human beings. They look like actually good people. So nobody deserves this. People need to be aware that the government actually has these type of weapons. It's called non-lethal weapon, V2K, gang stalking. Please do your research. And if you guys want me to make another video, if you want to contact me, please do so on my channel. Just leave a comment or something. I'll check your comments, and hopefully we can email each other, WhatsApp, whatever. I feel like I have no secrets. These people, they took the piss. Like they were talking about what I was doing with my wife in our bed. Imagine that's my wife. And like they basically stepped all over my dignity, as a human being. They took my dignity, they took my privacy away, they stole my life away. And it's something I find it really hard to forgive. So this is why I'm here to hopefully help others and try and, I don't know, form a support group, because I don't know who to contact and where to find the other targeted individuals. This needs to be exposed. I'm not afraid of my life. I'm not afraid for my life anymore. Like these people, if they come after me, they try and kill me. Like I believe, in my faith, we say the time that you're gonna die is already written, and there's nothing's gonna change. So if they're gonna kill me for exposing the truth and for telling the truth, then I died for a good cause, and I don't mind dying for a good cause. So yeah, please try and contact me. Thank you for watching the video. Take care.